your opponent into behaving like you. It's natural for you to behave this way.
Do you think this is characteristic for Torres in
No.
the way he fights?
And those commentators were correct, man. We need that type of commentary in the UFC. But Wang Si, as the commentator said, he did a very good job at imposing his will and making it his fight, right? As I said, I don't know who this Torres guy is, but Wang Si was making Torres fight his fight, right? He was, doing the crazy stuff. He was, using his grappling advantage, his wrestling advantage. Wang Si's been wrestling since he was a child. He comes from a wrestling background, a wrestling family, even though he normally uses striking. And he was easily able to, toss Torres around, as you saw he did here.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
He's out, baby. He's out.
Bing. See that ground and pound? See that ground and pound? And the rest pulling him off. For some reason, my thingy's buffering. But good performance from Wang Si in his pro debut in karate combat. Yeah, Wang Si is officially a pro fighter now. He's a pro karate combat fighter. I think he can thrive in karate combat. I'm sure he'll come back to MMA, and I think his next MMA fight will be a pro fight. He has enough. He's like 7-1 or 7-2 or something like that in pro MMA. So I think I think he's, and plus he has AMI kickboxing fights, and now he has a pro freaking karate combat fight under his belt. I'm sure next time he fights MMA, it'll be pro. But I think him being in karate combat at the moment is very good for Wang Si. And he looked very good tonight. He looked improved fight IQ-wise. He looked very comfortable in there, but at the same time, he looked, on guard. His stance was still pretty much the same, but the movement the chaos looked like there was more of a goal to it. It was more controlled. It was, he had a clear goal in mind. He wanted to be unpredictable to his opponent, and he had that idea to use that grappling and get the ground and pound and TKO. That was clearly the goal. And on the feet, he was trying to bait the other guy into his game, throwing flying shit and spinning shit and trying to bait him into being flashy. And it worked. And you can't do that with Wang Si. You're not gonna win there. And so when Torres is trying to do some flashy stuff, Wang Si, caught him and he tripped him down and just pounded him out. Right? Good work, good stuff. I look forward to Wang Si's career, man. This guy's entertaining. And he's got potential. Wang Si's got potential, man. Some people don't like him, because his personality. You think he's weird. I think it's funny, and I think it's fine. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I'm a big fan of his fight style, that's for sure. Yeah, good stuff from Wang Si. Hope to see more of him. We are going to be watching Valter Walker submit a man with no legs. There is no way. This dude, Valter Walker. So I just watched his grappling match with Zion Clark, right? That guy who has no legs. And, in the build-up... I can't. In the build-up, Valter, he's a funny guy. He's playing his bit and everything. And, he's fake crying and stuff. This is too much pressure, man. These guys know I have legs. I not go without my leg locks, man. I do leg lock, but this guy know I have legs, so do too much pressure to grapple, man. And obviously he's joking. For one, the thing is Zion, not only does he not have legs, but even his torso isn't as big as Valter's torso, not even close. He literally said he's a flyweight. Just makes sense. He's only got a torso. And plus, he's, yoked, but, it's... And Valter's a fucking ranked heavyweight UFC fighter. It wasn't an MMA fight it was a grappling match, but still, Valter's an elite grappler for his weight class. Obviously, Valter won, right? He won the fight by submission. He was just kind of feeling him out. It was very strange to watch, very odd to watch. He wasn't standing at all. Like, there was one time he stood up, but for the most part, he was on his knees, just kind of letting Zion work. He was letting Zion work and, like, grab stuff, and he was just kind of feeling him out. And then, it was, all right, well, I'm done letting him work now. Boom. Just freaking boom. Just on the back. He's on the back, and he's sinking that choke in, and boom, easy tap. It's like not only is he way bigger than him, he's also, like, skill-wise on a different level. Like, it was a gimmick match, and it's meant to be funny, And Valter Walker's eyes, it was meant to be funny. He was just trying to promote himself and help get Zion's name out there too. Because Zion, is a guy, he's getting better, he's improving, he's an athlete, he's, been doing all this stuff, he's, got some social media fame and stuff himself. So yeah, I think he was kind of helping himself out and helping the others out promotionally. So that's all good and fun, right? But then he gets the mic after his victory, right? So he gets a rear naked choke victory. He's just sitting down next to Zion, the freaking guy asking questions after the fight is sitting next to him, and he is talking to Valter. Right, and so this guy Valter, he immediately says, my brother Johnny Walker doesn't show up, man. I'm so pissed. I'm fucking angry that he wasn't here, brother. So, like, he's like, it's hard to tell when these Walkers are, like, joking or being serious. I think he was serious. He was, like, pissed that his brother Johnny wasn't there. And he said, my brother Johnny come out the heavyweight. We grappled, in Russia, brother. So he wants to grapple him in, what did he say, May, in the spring, in karate combat in Russia. But then he also said, and I fight him in UFC too, brother. He come up to heavyweight, I smash him, I smash everybody. So he called out his fucking brother to fight him in the UFC. Johnny Walker has a fight booked, by the way. He's fighting Dominic Reyes at UFC 327 in April. But his brother Valter Walker called him out for a fight at heavyweight, which is a weight class above where Johnny is. Because Johnny didn't show up to his gimmick grappling match with a dude not in his weight class, and a dude who doesn't have any legs, and a dude who's not as experienced of a grappler or good as a grappler he is. So Johnny didn't show up to his gimmick match, and now he wants to fight Johnny. I mean, what the hell? I mean, dude, at the very least, Valter Walker is good for the UFC, but dude, what the hell? You want to fight your own brother now because he didn't show up? And some people might call him soft, but no, I think he's just being funny. Even if he is being serious, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Yeah, so maybe we'll get, Johnny probably inevitably gets chinned by Dominic Reyes, and then he's gonna have to move up a weight class and fight his brother Valter Walker. That's a possibility, I guess, because Valter might not have been joking. Who knows? But that was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. Good promotion work from Valter Walker, sorry. Johnny Walker was a no-show.